I just bought bar and mirrors for my 2022 Grom. The ones that I went with were the CRG. They didn't come with any hardware, so I started to freak out, wondering how am I supposed to install this onto my Grom. All the videos that I seen online said to pull out the bar end weight and use some kind of like an adapter screw or whatever to hold everything in. But the problem that I seen was that a lot of people were using washers to hold the mirror in place, which doesn't sit right with me. It just seems like some kind of a Mickey Mouse that could potentially fall off or something. So the correct way to do this is to remove the controls on both sides. They're both held in with these 8mm hexes there, and in the back you have two Phillips screws. It's kind of hard to see with the lighting, but there's one right in there, and then the second one sits right underneath here. So you just loosen everything up, move both the grip and the controls over towards the inner side of the bar. I did it just enough to the very inner lip that you see here is the actual handlebar itself. So I just left the bar end weight there as a guide, and as you can see, it's kind of a perfect match. On the throttle side, I already have it installed, but essentially that's what you want. You want it to go on the actual handlebar. The throttle side was a lot easier to slide over on the grip. I had to play around with it. Basically what I did was I leaned over on this side and just tugged on it until I got it to where I wanted. And like I said, it ended up right behind the or at the start of the handlebar. So like I said, this is just a like a tip video, because like I said, a lot of people are having trouble pulling this out, and then when they use the screw to try to hold everything together, the adapter, it'll you know, it's a lot loose, and people are using washers, which seems pretty ghetto to me. So this is just a video to tell you guys the correct way to do it. If you look up on their website, they do say try to move all your controls inward, and it was something that I was a little bit weary about, but it's not too hard once you actually get into it. Like I said, it's just 8mm there, two Phillips, everything just slides over. And you know, another reason why I didn't want to really go through with doing all that is because I wanted to keep everything as stock as possible. It might move, you know, the positioning of like your pedals and stuff like that, but you can just adjust it back to how you like it. And if you know, in the future, if you're ever going to replace the bars themselves, like with some pro taper bars or something, it's going to have to be done anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. One thing I did notice was that after breaking it free, if you put a lot of pressure, you can kind of well, for one, the throttle you can move around, same with the brake lever, you can kind of push it up and downwards. But I didn't see any issues with it. I loosened everything up yesterday, took it out driving, and I'm doing the install on the mirrors today. But to be quite frank, I'd never noticed if you can do that before I even loosened the, as you can see there, the pedals are moving around. But to be quite frank, it's something that I never actually tried to do before I loosened it. So it's a possibility that it just comes like that from factory, and you know, I just moved it a little bit inwards, and that's just the way it sits. But like I said, when you're riding, you're sitting upright, you're not putting too much weight on the front handlebars, so I don't think it should be an issue. Yeah, but like I said, this is my version of how to install the bars. Like I said, there you can see it flush with a little bit of clearance so that the throttle does not stick. And the bar is mounted, I'm sorry, the mirrors are mounted straight onto the bar as intended. Thank you. Okay, so that's it with the mirrors installed. My method is wiggles around slightly on the actual handlebar itself, but I don't think that should be too big of a deal. Like I said, it's still a more sturdier mounting point, so it doesn't vibrate when you're driving, and it does give it a little, well, that's the folding mechanism, but it gives you some leeway to kind of rotate the mirror around the way you want it. And that's the ball joint there, letting it roll. All the other videos pretty much explain the removal of the stock mirror. Essentially, it has this little cover here. Pull it upwards. Once that's done, you have a 15 that you stick underneath, and on the top side you're going to throw on a 14 and break it loose. I want to say people said that this is reverse threaded on one side, and on the other side it's regular threading. So once that's loose, the mirrors just come out. That actually happened to me once while I was riding, and I freaked the heck out, but once got home, I figured out how it, you know, how it works, how to get it nice and tight again. Two stock mirrors, and it does slim up the profile of the bike a bit there. I'm sure you know that if you're looking into the bar end mirrors, they sell caps that actually go right in here, which I'm actually waiting on those to come in today. So yeah, again, I just want to reiterate, I would stay away from using the screw method here, because one, you're going to lose your bar end weight, which like me, I wanted to keep my bike as stock as possible, so I'd prefer to leave that on there. And like I said, even the CRG website that says that, you know, if you're able to mount it directly onto the bar, that's probably the most you know, sturdy way to do it. They do sell the adapter, but that's if the inside of your bars is hollow. And from what I understand, the Grom has a bar that's welded in there that actually holds the bar end weight in place. So like I said, though, the reason why I opted to just move all my controls over to the middle is so that I can retain the weight and mount it directly onto the bar. Okay, taking it one step further, looks like these actually come out to, when I originally loosened the top mirror, it was a I used the 15 to hold the bottom one and then the 14 to break the mirror loose. That I guess just pulls out the mirror itself, and this is what I suppose is the adapter for the actual mirror itself. So if you're looking for the caps to go in here, it's my understanding that they're both right-handed. Reason being is that the mirrors themselves are reverse threaded, but these ones here are you know, they're reverse threaded because of the adapter, but once you pull the adapter out, the bars themselves should be a regular righty-tighty threading in there. So yeah.